Time for a house call. So I get a call from a guy that just recently picked up a computer from me, and he's saying he's having troubles, saying it won't boot. And the error that he gave me kind of leads towards the mechanical hard drive that I use for backup. But as a precaution, I tend to bring extra tools. So this one, you might ask why I would bring a screwdriver like this, because typically I found from going to house calls that people tend to have their computers real tight up against the wall, cables are not long enough, and sometimes it's more trouble than what it's worth to actually take everything out. So at least I could kind of get behind it, loosen up the screws in the back of the case, slide the panel out, and it makes it a little easier. I started doing that, and that saves me a lot of time and headache. Of course, my regular screwdriver, the drive in question, a copy of Windows 11 with a whole bunch of utilities and stuff like that. And I always bring a power supply tester just in case. I know it's not a power supply issue in this case, but I mean, why not? Better safe than sorry. So we're gonna head over there. So I really don't do house calls anymore. In fact, I actually don't do them now that I think about it. And if I do them, then the reason why I do them is just because it's a close friend, somebody I know, to help them out. It's convenient, and I'll go over and do it. So now let's kind of rewind, give you a little history on myself. When I was in college, I used to make really good money. Pretty much the guys in college just needed help getting Office and Word, and I knew ways to kind of get those programs for pretty much free, if not free. But I'd get those programs for them, hook them up, and then fix up their computers, upgrade them. And then a lot of guys got bit into the whole gaming PC bug. We did a lot of builds like that in college, so that was a little lucrative. Fast forward to after college, I'm working at a couple of part-time jobs. I think I worked at a pretzel store at one time, but I had a couple of part-time jobs until I was able to actually get a full-time job. I worked at a tutoring center, and to kind of make extra money, started doing some more of that type of stuff, mostly for the people at my local church and friends and families. And I was actually making enough money. Typically I would charge $60 to come out and just fix anything with your computer, whether it was 1 hour or 2 hours, just $60 flat rate. And most of the times I was able to make like 3 or 4 jobs in a day and make $180 to $240 for maybe like an hour's worth of work. Some jobs would just take me 15 minutes. In fact, most jobs would take me 15 to 30 minutes. So that was just easy money. But then you have those other jobs that just take forever. And then guess what? You're kind of losing money. I know I had one job. I was there for 4 stinking hours just to finally realize that it was a memory issue. That one totally sucked. House calls were great. I mean, it was easy money most of the time, and then you made your own hours. And like I said, I can make an easy $180 to $240 a day, literally with 15 minutes worth of work. And the key was, quality, being there quick, and just being available. And it was really easy. I know there was one month, fast forward a few years later when I started doing it, I was getting sometimes 6 customers a day, $360 a day, which was pretty nice. But even though it was glorious with the money, the issue that you kept running into, one issue that I didn't like about it, is that you had new clients, and new clients were the worst. So new clients is exactly what it is, new clients. You didn't know what kind of house they had or place you were going to, and I had a bunch of horror stories on it. You go into one house and it stinks really bad, and they have roaches, and you open up the computer and the computer's pretty much dead because of roach infestation. Houses with bed bugs, and I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's unfortunate. I'm not talking about people who live in those type of situations, but I mean, those are the ones where that $60 an hour for a 15-minute job, I mean, it wasn't worth it, especially when you're just feeling all gross. And I even walked into houses where they had suspicious items that were probably not legal, to say the least, without flagging the YouTube bots on that. And yeah, I walked into one house, and one guy asked me one time, he says, hey, don't go into this room. Well, I thought he meant this one room, and I go into this other room, and let's just say there was a whole bunch of stuff in that room that I shouldn't have saw. And I'm running for dear life out of there. That was kind of crazy and sketchy, to say the least. Now, one of the perks was that you had really cool customers. So I had this one customer, and he, the guy had deep pockets, and everything he wanted was like the latest and the greatest. So literally every 2 weeks, couple of weeks, as soon as some new hardware would come out, he would call me, let's buy it, let's put it in, I would install it. And then because he was so flipping awesome, he would pay me my $60, which I even offered to waive it, because what he would do, and he would give me his old parts. So if a new graphics card came out and his graphics card was like 6 months old, here you go, take it for your troubles. Same thing with his CPUs and everything like that, which was flipping awesome. And then my computer was kept up to date because of that. And then I was able to flip the old computer parts, and I mean, that guy was fantastic. But fortunately, unfortunately for the area, the guy was military, and well, he had orders and moved out of my area, so I haven't seen him for years. Definitely missed the guy. Not because of the perks, but he was just a cool dude to hang out with. I mean, we would just game on our computers and everything. So you had customers like those. But do I miss doing the whole house call thing? No, not really. I kind of realized it was a lot easier to flip old computers, and that's kind of why I started things. Flip the old computers and make money doing that, and just stick to house calls for just close friends and family. And a lot safer, because you never know. I mean, you have a stranger, they call you, go to the house, they could be robbing you. This guy over here, he's a close friend. Known him for years. And because I gotta work tonight and the rest of the week, I'm on night shift. I don't want to leave him hanging with this, so we're gonna stop over there real quick, fix his issue. So I'll take a look at it. I think that drive I put in was bad, and that's kind of my fault, because I put it in as a bonus because he didn't pay for it, so I put it in just to kind of give him a little hookup on it. But because I was half asleep on night shift, kind of missed some of the clues, and I didn't do my test to make sure that hard drive was good. So that one's on me. I'll eat that one. I mean, not that I would charge, but still, that's why I'm kind of doing this, rushing before work. So we'll go in, we'll take a look. He's actually pretty cool. I'm pretty sure he won't mind me doing a little filming action. Might kind of montage it with some edits and typing in what I'm doing, just kind of show you guys how that type of situation, and hopefully it should be interesting. So I should be there real quick, and then turn the camera back on, and we'll see how it is. What's up, bro?
My bro. Watch this, watch this. Hello, you got my millions, how can I help you?
That was pretty simple, and it just literally took like 15 minutes, which is fantastic. Now, of course, this is kind of one of those warranty type deals. It's not one of those ones that I'm actually called for a repair, as those are the ones where I would make $60 just for 15 minutes worth of work. But you know, you gotta take good care of your customers. One thing I can say about this guy over here is that he calls, he pays cash, which cash is fantastic. And you know, anytime he gets new old stuff, he hands them down, whatever. I mean, great customer, easy to work with, so I don't mind doing that. So now what made that pretty easy is, number one, anytime I get to any type of situation, I do a little background. So I always tell the customer, take me a picture of the screen. That way I could do my homework, which he did, which was awesome because, and I'll post a picture of it. He took me a picture of a screen that I didn't even see when I got there. And it was pretty much the BIOS, or kind of the boot sequence, telling you that, hey, this hard drive is not working, some smart thing was not recognized, back up and replace. Warranty work, you want to fix it right, you want to fix it the first time, and you don't want a recall. So the only best way to do that is to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And by doing that, the customer's happy, they don't have their downtime with the computer, and you're not driving back and forth. Gas is expensive, and I drive a Ram 1500 with a Hemi, and gas ain't cheap with this joker. I mean, she's a nice truck, and she got that whole, 4-cylinder thing going on sometimes, but gas still ain't cheap. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and special thanks to my buddy for allowing me to record. Like I said, all I did was just kind of show what I do, verify the complaint. I don't like to show the customer's business and the conversations, is respect and privacy to their family, and a lot of people are like that. But if you guys do enjoy these type of videos, definitely comment down below and let me know, and maybe we can start doing more of these types. I'm not saying that I'm going to go out and do mostly house calls, but I'll take you to some of the ones that I do for friends, families, and acquaintances, people that, I guess the best phrase would be to seem credible, that are not going to try to rob me. So maybe we could do more videos like that. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticism, your experiences. I mean, do any of you guys do house calls, or you guys just kind of do what I mostly do, is drop-offs and pickups, as it's a lot easier that way. So if you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.